All right, here we go, Lamar. So thank you, man, for hopping on today. Your story has just been incredible. So you're somebody that we definitely want to share to others with and see what you have to say. And we'll just get right into it here. But first thing we want to kind of go over is how you found Built Bodies. Did you come across Alan? What was it that got you started here?
Yeah, so I actually followed Alan like maybe 2 years prior to signing up.
Oh yeah,
He
nice.
had some like good workouts.
Yeah, for sure.
That was like the inception of it.
Mhm.
He like posted like a few, and I was like, oh man, let me give this guy a follow. And then I saw the that you guys were taking on clients. I had saw like that like well
Yeah.
before I signed up, but like there was like a moment where I was like, I think I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, 2 years, man, you were following us. That's pretty sweet. What was like when you were following him, you were seeing it, you knew he was taking clients. What was like your hesitation? What was your biggest kind of objection to signing up right away?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like cutting body fat, losing weight is like such a vulnerable process.
Yeah, for sure.
And part of it is like just admitting to yourself that you need help from someone. You know what I mean? Like it's like such a basic thing, but like admitting to yourself that you need help from someone. And like I tried to do it on my own,
Yeah,
failed, didn't know what I was doing. And then I
yeah,
was like, all right, let me work with someone who I feel like knows what they're doing.
for
And
sure.
the thing that was most compelling about Alan's story is that like he wasn't always super fit,
Mhm.
right? And so to work with someone that has empathy for the journey was
Yeah.
a very important factor in my decision making. And so like I got to the point where I accepted it. I was like, look, you need help. You need someone to help you.
Yeah.
And Alan was the guy.
Yeah,
And
that's awesome. I love that you said it was like vulnerable, like you have to really accept that you need that help. You got to admit that to yourself. And especially
yeah.
someone like you, like you've been fit, you were a runner, like you've been
Mhm.
there, done that. So it's
Yeah.
probably even harder to really admit that, okay, I kind of let it slip. I need to get back in front of this.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
And there's like a little bit of ego there too. Like being
exactly.
an athlete, former athlete, it's like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Didn't.
Yeah. I can do this myself.
Yeah,
I know better, whatever. Yeah, I love
exactly.
that, man. Love that. So, kind of leading off of that, what would you say like your biggest problem was before joining up? What was the biggest struggle you had with fitness, with life?
Yeah. So I was like very consistent with working out.
Mm.
My issue was I was a stress eater, working a very high stress job. I was stress eating, and as you know, I do like to eat. So
You put it down too.
yeah. And so like that was like the biggest issue, right? And knowing like how to eat, right?
Mhm.
Um, that was full stop like the biggest challenge. And then like having some accountability in place as well. Accountability in addition to it just being easy, right? Like I would go to the gym prior to and work out with friends and do workouts with them. Like I'm not the guy that's creating the workouts.
Right.
Create a running workout, easy.
Yeah.
Lifting is not normally my thing. And so someone else is creating that, but that's like not necessarily aligned with like whatever goal that I'm
Mhm.
trying to achieve. And so yes, it was like the food, but then also like not having things tailored to what I was trying to achieve was also a challenge too.
Yeah, just that structure for yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. Early in my fitness journey, I was the same way. I would just kind of show up. I could go hard, I could do it, I was ready,
Right.
but like I would be tagging along with my buddy. He'd be like, "All right, we're gonna go bench press. We're gonna go do some rows, whatever." So it's nice to have that structure that's more tailored to you. But then again, you don't have to do the thinking, right? It's just taken care of. You show up,
Exactly.
and it's so much easier to say, hey, okay, I'm going to the gym on these days. I'm doing these muscle groups, hitting this many sets, this many reps versus, all right, I'm just going to try to go to the gym 3 times this week. Like it,
Right.
it doesn't really turn into much after that. So
Right.
love that, dude. So now that we're here, we've been going for a long time, man. We're up
Yeah.
over a year now. What would you say your biggest win or your biggest transformation has been so far?
I mean, besides the fact that my abs are visible
Yeah,
beyond
you shredded.
morning,
Yeah.
that's actually like that's like the vanity win that my
Mhm.
abs are visible beyond the morning. And it's so funny because I went to a pool party this summer and I was like talking about like, talking about the pool party. Like, oh yeah, your abs, ha, ha, ha. The only visible like in the morning, we won't see them at the pool. I
Yeah.
showed up at the pool, they were like, wait a minute, hold on. Like, we
What are
weren't expecting
those?
this. Right. And I was like, oh, you can see them?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I didn't know either. And so like from a vanity perspective, I
Mhm,
would say that's like the biggest win. I think from a mental perspective, there's been like quite the transformation, right? So like one, the stress eating doesn't happen, right? And there's like that's twofold, right? One, I have a routine. I go to the gym in the morning, and
mhm.
that like helps keep stress at bay, right?
Love it.
And, with the structure, like it's not like you said, I'm gonna try to go to the gym 3 times this week. It's like, how hard can I go on this workout? Right?
Mhm.
Totally different mentality, right? And so like there's like this level of focus that ultimately helps keep stress down,
Yeah.
right? And then two, like the macro-based diet, right? I eat whatever I want.
Yeah.
Like literally, like you see the macros, you see the
Yeah.
like ingredients, but you don't see the meals. The meals are good.
Yeah.
And so I still get to enjoy food. It's
Mhm.
just with a macro focused approach. And like when I say I eat whatever I want, if I have a craving,
Yeah.
I'm going to figure out a way to like satisfy that craving.
Well said, man. Yeah, love that. And you did have, you have the luxury of maybe having a little bit higher of a metabolism than some
Yeah.
people,
Yeah,
but
for
you also put in
sure.
the work. You put in the work early on.
Yeah.
The first several months of our time together, I mean, you built and you stayed patient. You had some body fat that you wanted to lose, but we were getting some composition changes. And think what, were we at 3,200 calories before we turned around and actually started losing weight? So when you've got that much to work with, we're pretty
Yeah.
deep in the fat loss right now, and you've still got 2,600 calories. I mean, you can get away with a lot. So
Yeah.
that's really awesome, man. So moving forward here, kind of we kind of know where you're at. Deep into a fat loss phase, the abs are popping. Even after a pool party, you're seeing them, right? But kind of explain to me now, where are you at in your fitness journey? What do you feel
Yeah.
like is next for you?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's interesting. So like I didn't call out the oh shit moment that I had, which like caused me to sign up. And so like I had a birthday party. I had custom teas made for everybody. And I
Yeah.
had like, my tea on. I was like, I don't like how this fits. I don't like how
Mhm.
it feels. I was looking at the pictures afterwards. I was like, I don't like how I look. So like all of that was happening. And I was like, bro, just change it. Just like you need to rebuild your base. You need to, and this was my 31st birthday party.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you just need to rebuild your base because at this point, like, it's a slippery slope. If you keep
Hmm.
going down this path, like, it's not going to be great. So you kind of have to change course in your early 30s, so your late 30s are set up well,
Right.
right? So to that point, I feel like we're getting to a solid base,
Hmm. Oh yeah.
right? And we're deep into the cut. We'll finish that out, and then it's building on top of that, right? Adding in
Oh
more
yeah.
lean mass. So that, by the end of it all, right, like I can one maintain that too, like late 30s. I'll
Yeah.
be
And it gets easier every time.
Yep.
You did kind of have you had a slight advantage of being like an athlete previously, and muscle memory is a real thing. So I think
Yeah.
that's another thing that gets people discouraged when they let it slip. They're like, man, it took me 3 years to build that. I took this last year off and now I've lost it. It's going to
Hmm.
take me 3 years again. Like, not quite the case. It is going to come back a lot quicker. But you do have to just wake up that one day and finally make the move, right? Get in front of it. Oh yeah. Awesome, man. So with that in mind, what would you say to someone who is following Alan for 2 years and they're thinking about it? They're having that argument with themselves every day. They're hesitating though. What would you say to them?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's just be honest with yourself, right? Like, and it's just like with life goal, career goals, all that good stuff, right? Like, do you have like not even a fitness goal? It's like, what do you want to look and feel like goal,
Yeah,
right? And if you're not headed down the right path, you got to change it.
for sure.
So sign up. And Austin and Allen are amazing. So
Oh yeah. Thank you, brother. Awesome. Well, thanks, man. That's all the question I have today, but really appreciate you hopping on, man. Because like I said, you've been just the perfect client. You've had an incredible journey. We get a lot of guys like you that, you know, they were athletes in the past, but they got jobs, they got families, they just kind of let their priorities get out of whack here, and they're trying to get back ahead, but they just need that structure like you talk about. And you kind of touched on it. Like the structure is the freedom, right? We
yep,
don't have to be super rigid and you know, cut things out and go to the gym 6 7 days out of the week. We can have flexibility, but
yep,
we need that routine there first, right?
yep,
Perfect,
exactly.
man. All right, well, I'm gonna end this call, but just stay on it with me. We'll be good to go. All right.